It's Saturday, May 30th, 2020. We are in Trapper Creek, Alaska. It's really interesting how things have turned out this weekend. Things are really changing for me. I've said it before that I am a cross between Chris Shantz and Ted Nugent, the hunter. And in the past, it's been very painful for me to go on camping trips if I was not hunting or at least fly fishing. I did forget my fly rod, which I'm kicking myself for, but this is a short trip anyways. But things are changing. I'm not going to be hunting or fishing this weekend, and I'm okay with it. It's amazing. It's like I'm becoming less lethal. I mean, if this keeps going on, in a few more weeks, I'm going to be like John Lennon. I'm going to grow my hair out and have those beady little glasses and be super peaceful. It's just amazing. But anyways, I was going to bear hunt down south, and Felton called me up and he's like, listen, we're up, on the edge of Denali State Park. There's only a few more days where this is open. It's completely sunny in the 70s. Where you were going to hunt, it's down south. It's completely raining this weekend. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, man, I could hunt in the miserable rain, or I could get the kids and we could have an amazing, weekend of camping and overlanding. And unfortunately, I didn't know this was going to happen, so we're only getting one night. Typically, we'd get 2 nights. But I know I'm big on finding free places to camp, and I said we were going to boondock, but the opportunities you get in Alaska to stay at some of these places are worth the amount you pay at campgrounds. We are going to, I believe it is called the Denali Park Campground and Hotel, something like that. But I'm paying $50 for a spot to camp next to RVs, which sounds super crummy, but here is the caveat. I don't know exactly how it works, but there's the Denali Park Road. You have to put in for a draw. People will wait years to get a draw and get pulled where they can actually drive their personal vehicle instead of on a tour bus. And it's sometimes hard to get, like it's a lottery, but early season, you're allowed to drive it. And right now we can drive partially. I don't think we can go all the way to the Denali, whatever that lodge is, but we're able to go a portion of that road that is open right now, which is amazing because in a few days that's closing up. So it was totally overcast in Anchorage. We started driving north into the interior of Alaska, and now it's clearing up. We see nothing but blue sky on this end. So I did text Felton, and it's beautiful there. They're already going on the park road. So we'll be there in a couple hours. We're just leaving Trapper Creek. We're already kind of into the interior of Alaska, the beginning of the interior, away from coastal Alaska. And once we get there, I'm going to check into the campground, and then we've still got tons of daylight, and we're going to hit that park road, the special Denali Park Road, and drive partially down it. So when you talk about adventure, I mean, it doesn't get better than this. We're driving into the blue sky, leaving the clouds down south, and it's just amazing. So I think it's going to be a good Saturday, partial Sunday of just adventure, camping, and exploring. So I'm going to share it with you guys. C1 for Chuke's Outdoor Adventure, exclusively through our brand, Chuke's. Just kidding. Episode 4. All right, let's see what happens, guys. That we have about 8 minutes for the pilot car as we got construction going on here. So time to bust out some essentials here. Those guys are gonna have to wait. And we got the nice flagger, and we made it. Denali National Park and Preserve. 30 miles is open the highway. We are here. We're gonna go for it. We are going to go for it. And this calls for a song. When we do adventures like this, it reminds me of The Hobbit. So, because this is an adventure and we like Lord of the Rings, here we go, guys. The greatest adventure is what lies ahead. Come on, everybody. The greatest adventure is... you guys are ruining it. Anyways, we are on the Denali Highway. It's opened up for 30 miles, so see what kind of adventure we can get into. Okay, look for bears. $5 if you spot a bear. Center later, maybe. So this is the Savage River. There's people parked down there, waiting to go through. Pretty. Some kind of checkpoint here. Savage Station.
Taking photos? Okay, go ahead. Okay, awesome.
I could be like Uncle Jared and take a picture of Grandma's bed. Yeah.
Yeah, this was kind of the best one that I didn't get footage of. Oh, totally. This was cool.
Man, that guy just looked like he had a stock.
Yeah, he
SUV.
totally did. That's what was kind of funny.
Yeah.
It would have been funny to like make a big production out of it and then pull up and show his rig.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, so sick. Yeah, you never know where they're going to be, but it seemed like this time of year they're making their way to the streams. But I'm sure there's bears up here. Woo. That was disgusting. All right, you guys ready for the magic?
Yep.
Yep. Let's do it.
Yeah, Sears them off. Sears them off. You never learned what you learned.
Why is there a camera set
There's
up?
also stag people that cool ride snowboards. People have stag deals. Once you've got every stag thing,
Look at the backdrop too.
I know.
Safety knife.
oh, sure. I know better.
Little deer no.
Akina.
Nina, no.
Stay here.
Really difficult. Like a lot of boxes. Yeah, I keep trying to lock
Audrey.
I know.
Is that where you're sleeping, Audrey?
Yeah.
Cool.
You're sleeping there. Warm enough you could.
Yeah, it's crazy if you just put some more like metal pieces.
Sunday, May 31st, 9 a.m. Slept pretty good up here. It was pretty windy. We kept everything zipped up.
I am completely surprised that we didn't have much condensation. There's none. Last weekend, I showed you guys that my marker for condensation was this. When the screen is up, you can see it on here, and the tent and everything feels completely dry. We didn't have the insulation tent up because it's summer. We're not going to need it for a few months, but we had so much airflow here by just opening some of these windows that it kept vented really well. We don't have any condensation, so really we could pick up and leave. It's really windy this morning, so we were going to make a big camp breakfast on the Scottle, but it's so windy that I think we're just going to break up camp and head out. We'll explore a little bit on our way out of here. We're just a few miles from the National Park Road. This Denali Park, RV park and motel area was definitely worth it, but just to explore the area. But I found a bunch of free campsites that you can 4x4 to. I'll have locations on there for my Patreon members, but next time 100% we'll go and 4x4 to one of those free campsites. It was still worth it to have Wi-Fi up here and camp with friends, but if I return in a few weeks, it's going to be one of those free campsites 100%. And the 4x4ing opportunities that we had just to off-road a little bit around here was just the best time I've had. You know, it's the highlight of this spring, summer. Absolutely, is the best time I've had in a long time. So we're gonna get out of here pretty soon, but I'm pretty happy that I don't even have to air out the tent, because that adds a few hours onto your travel time. So let's see what happens. Cafe, Healy, Alaska. Anchorage is back up and running. Pretty good. Well, it's Sunday night and we're on our way home. So thankful that my buddy told me about this opportunity to camp in good weather, because we're driving through some heavy rain. It's not as heavy as it was before, but just shows you what's down south. I would have been miserable, camping in the rain. So I'd give this trip a 10 out of 10. I will say that I had a romanticized idea of how the Denali National Park Highway was going to be, and I was slightly disappointed. I think it would be great for somebody who is not from Alaska or is a city slicker and just lives in Anchorage or some town and doesn't get out much, because I've been hunting the Denali Highway for 8 years now, and the National Park Road wasn't anything new to me. It was also disappointing after mile 15. It went to dirt road and there was just tons of cars ripping through there, lifting up large clouds of dust and scaring away any animals. So I imagine driving the National Park Road, just seeing tons of caribou. If we had gone slower, we might have seen some. My buddy saw some moose and caribou
We didn't see any animals. I felt like all the cars were scaring them off. That being said, it was still really neat to be able to drive 30 miles in. Camping nearby was incredible. The hiking was amazing. We did a nice hike up a mountain, and then just finding some of those 4x4 roads and places where I can camp for free. Just the most amazing spots on these 4x4 roads that you can get out to. I can't believe there were stock cars doing it, and SUVs and just regular cars were making it on these dirt roads. So it was incredible. I highly recommend this area, the Denali National Park Road. It was amazing. So we had a good time. Just heading back down south, and I keep saying that we're going to boondock, and I just need a camp table and a little camp toilet stand and a shovel, and we'll be ready. So I think by next episode in a couple weeks we will have boondock. So I apologize for saying we're going to boondock and then we keep paying for these RV parks, but it was nice to have a bathroom, be around friends, and have Wi-Fi. But I'm ready to just get off grid and boondock. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned in a couple more weeks for episode 5 of Alaskan Overlander. All right, signing out, guys. I'm gonna call that a wrap.